Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BACP Empower Hour. I'm Ken Meyer, Commissioner of the Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection. Our goal is to help businesses and consumers get the information they need to succeed by sharing advice and stories from Chicago's very own entrepreneurs. As we approach the holiday season, next week's already Thanksgiving, the shopping spirit focuses on the small businesses that are the heart of our 77 communities. With us today is James Denman and Jamie Denman, co-owners and father and daughter duo behind Sneakerville 88 in Chicago's Bronzeville's neighborhood, as well as Hyde Park. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. Before we talk business, tell our attendees a little bit about yourselves. And James, why don't we start with you?
So my name is James Denman Jr., and we are the owners of Sneakerville 88 Hyde Park, Sneakerville Bronzeville, and Heroes Chicken Bronzeville, and Heroes Chicken 88 Sports Bar in the South Loop. Born and raised in the Chicago area, went to Curie High School, graduated in 1988. And I've been an entrepreneur for like the last 10 to 15 years.
That's great. And Jamie, do you want to say a little bit about yourself? And by the way, you guys have got a fantastic backdrop. Why don't you tell our viewers today where you guys are live from?
Today we are live from Sneakerville 88 in Hyde Park. My name is Jamie Denman. A little bit about myself. I'm a college graduate of Wilberforce University. I have a political science degree. The 4 stores that we have are, as he listed, 2 Heroes and 2 Sneakerville.
That's great. And Sneakerville 88 is the name of your 2 sneaker stores located in Hyde Park and Bronzeville, as you just described. Can you both tell us this business venture, how it came about, and what is the significance behind the number 88? And maybe also just a little bit of a history about the 2 of you and how, I mean, obviously your father and daughter, but who was on first? Like, were you like, Dad, I'm going to open a store, I want you to be my partner? Or was it Dad saying you need to become a small entrepreneur like I am?
So, I got into business in 2014, started in the restaurant business, Heroes Chicken. And, we opened up a second store. We opened up our second store in the South Loop area, which was the first Heroes Chicken with a sports bar. So then, during the pandemic, things got a little slow. I didn't know how things were going to turn out. So I was like, me and my daughter, we both got a love for sneakers. So I was like, let's open up a sneaker store and see how that goes. So in 2021, we opened up Sneakerville 88 in Bronzeville. And then it went so well, we decided to team up and open up a new store in Hyde Park, which is at 5241 South Harper. And it's just been really a blessing. Things have been going really, really well. And we're just looking forward to moving forward. Hopefully we can get some other stores open.
That's great. What is the significance behind the number 88, please?
So it's a symbolism of good luck. So in certain cultures, like the Korean culture, the number 8 is a symbol of good luck. So, we just took the number 8 and then we doubled it up. Now we symbolize double good luck. So the number 8 is the symbol of good luck.
That's great. I appreciate that. This question, I think, is for Jamie. Sneakerville 88 offers a rare and limited edition sneakers and apparel. A lot of our BACP team members are true sneakerheads and actually quite often office chatter, particularly on a Monday. Look what I picked up over the weekend. And what's the latest sneakers. What do you think is the consumer attraction around sneakers?
The consumer attraction around sneakers right now are the ones that are coming out for the holidays. So Christmas is coming up. We have Thanksgiving coming up. So we have like some Jordan 11s that are coming out. They come out every year, kind of the same colorways to go along with Christmas. They come out, and then the satin Jordan 1, the number 1s, they have a nice one that just released in red and black, and another release that is in blue and black, and that's a Jordan 1 as well. So all of the kind of fun Christmas colors are coming out. Some crafts are coming out, just a few names of some stuff off the top of my head that I know. to be releasing for Christmas.
That's great. James, what's your favorite shoe at the moment?
I think the Lost and Found, the Jordan Lost and Found that came out early this summer was a hot shoe, and it's original Jordan that came out, his first shoe that he ever came out with, and it's just been a shoe that I'm kind of stuck on right now, and I think a lot of other people has been enjoying this new shoe.
That's great. I appreciate that. When customers visit your store, are they able to purchase the shoes immediately right there, or do some shoes actually have a wait list?
When they visit the store, they're able to purchase the shoes immediately. Sometimes I do post things for pre-order. If I know that a shoe is about to come out, let's just take for instance the Jordan 11 that I just mentioned. I have a pretty nice pre-order list for those because they're one of the more popular shoes that come out every year. So everyone tries to get ahead of the game and pre-order. So we do offer pre-order if we know something we're going to get and people want to just get ahead of the game and say, I want to take those off the market before they even hit the store.
Yeah. It's like kind of like the iPhones where they do something similar as well.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
James, in addition to the sneaker store, you also own Harold's Chicken 88 in Hyde Park and Harold's Chicken Sports Bar 88 in the South Loop. Can you walk us through the process of deciding to open both a retail store and a restaurant, and why these specific locations were chosen? Which one was first?
So the first store is in Bronzeville. It's at 35th in Indiana, not Hyde Park. So that was the first store, and it did so well. You know, we came out the gate. I think it's just a beautiful area right across the street from the police station, and things just was going so well. I was like, if we can, do this concept and add some spirits to it, that we could really do well. So we opened up our second store in the South Loop area. So we opened up Hero's Chicken Sports Bar, and it's been really a success. So running for a business was is a lot of work. So let me team up with my daughter and help run the sneaker stores, and that's what we did. And things are looking really great.
Okay. And when when you're ready to kind of move on to that next spot, right? Like I assume you open something up first and kind of make it work, hire the staff. How long does it take you, maybe even raise some additional capital through that one store before you move on to the next? Tell me a little bit about that planning process for the two of you.
So it takes like about 6 months worth of planning to get everything in order, what you need to get the capital, get all your paperwork and things together for the city, get your EIN number. It's a process. So, you really have to do your homework and take your time because, having multiple stores, it's a lot of hard work and you got to be prepared for that. I think a lot of times people take on that second store and don't really do the pros and cons of having a second store. So it's a lot of hard work, a lot of, prepping, making sure, you have everything in order and trying to, move forward with it, with the second store.
Yeah, that's great. You two are kind of a dynamic duo. James, what led you to include your daughter in your entrepreneurial journey? And Jamie, what is it like working alongside your dad? We want the honest truth here.
Who's starting?
You.
So I guess to include me, I think I've always been included since I was a kid. That was like one of his main goals, something that he kind of made sure that I knew, like everything that I'm doing is like for my child. I'm his only child. So since I was a kid, it's always been some type of entrepreneurship that he was doing that I was included in. So I kind of feel like not I was made for this, but like I've always been born into it. Whatever he did, I always helped. Not because I had to, but I was just always trying to do something. On the cash register, I was a little kid and people were like, she's so small, how does she do this? But I was just always around. How is it working? It's different. You don't get to every day work with, your dad or just a family member, period. It has its days, its ups and its downs, but it's always a thing to where you can overcome the adversity because we're all here for the bigger goal. It's just only us, so it's not like we work for somebody. We're trying to build somebody else's company. We're trying to build our own company. So when it all boils down or summers down at the end of the day, it's like we're all here for the same common goals. So it works out.
And do you guys ever have like a Sunday or just a day? It's like, all right, Dad, let's just be family today. You know what I mean? Like, let's not be business partners.
I think we do good with separating. So we don't necessarily have a day, but I mean, it's separated. I don't even really, honestly, we don't really have it's not a separation. Like, this is life at this point, like running these stores, and this is how we live. So it becomes a part of your day to day, day to day coverage. Like, you have to do this stuff to be able to live. So you gotta come, get up, open the stores. You gotta keep them flowing. Gotta check on them just to, keep going.
And James, from your angle, what's harder, the restaurant side of the businesses with, fresh food that you have to purchase and all that type of stuff, help, dishwashers, all that kind of stuff, versus retail sales, which doesn't have necessarily spoilage on food, etc.
Well, definitely the restaurant business is definitely a tougher business than the gym shoe business. It's a lot of hard work running a restaurant, and the percentages is not as beneficial as the sneaker business. But the sneaker business, things don't move as fast as the restaurant business. But at the end of the day, I think they kind of like even out. They kind of like balance themselves out. But if I had an opportunity to select one, I think I would choose the sneaker stores over the restaurant business.
Yeah, that's good to know.
They're both they're really different. To even compare them, it's like really different. It's like no comparison to how.
Yeah. And do you guys do any kind of cross marketing or kind of like, come over to the restaurant, we'll give you a $5 coupon, 5% off on sneakers or vice versa?
Yes, we do that all the time. We have signs up in each store. We got signs up advertising the chicken store. We have signs up for the sneaker store and vice versa.
That's great. That's
have
great.
little flyers as well. Like our flyers on one side of our flyer, it always says like one store, and then the reverse side is always something to tie into the other store, rather it be like a coupon or just listing the address to say that it's next door. All of our stores do have like stickers in the window that reference the other stores. So next door to Heroes, there's a sneaker store, and each one have like sneaker store and sneaker store sticker in the window of Heroes. So kind of works out.
Yeah, I like that. That's very creative. Social media has changed the way businesses promote their business, and I appreciate what we just talked about here. But explain your original marketing strategy on social media and how you've changed since the launching of Sneakerville 88 on social media.
So the marketing side is kind of on me. So how it's changed since day one, I would say you never really can tell how important social media really is until you kind of go in and look at the data facts, all of the stuff that we don't really tap into when we're on social media. We spend so much time scrolling and just looking, but there are actually more interesting parts of social media that will actually give you data to tell you like, hey, this is what where your customers are coming from, or what type of customers you attract. So since starting, I would say the consistency has become more important to me than just posting anything on the page. I've grown to know what sneakerheads are looking for when they come to the page, and the things that the things that they're looking for that are unattractive to them. So you have to kind of pay attention to your audience more as you continue to go on with the social media. I think that's the only thing that's changed for me. I'm more so in tune with my audience opposed to just posting because I know I have to post to be able to attract the people to buy the merch that I have.
Yeah, and probably different, James, from the restaurant side, where I know a lot of restaurateurs have to really kind of keep up with social media, really for the nitpicky customer that likes to complain about whatever, which we all unfortunately have to experience from time to time.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So dealing with the restaurant customers is a little different than the sneaker customers, but you just manage to work it out. And at the end of the day, things seem to work themselves out.
Right. Let me switch gears just a little bit. BACP has partnership with over 70 neighborhood business development centers, such as our local Chamber of Commerce. And I'm just wondering, have you worked with any of them? And if so, which ones? And tell us how they've been able to help you as you expand and promote your business.
We are part of the Hyde Park Chambers of Commerce. So far, I've attended the meetings. As far as connecting with other businesses to kind of just hear their take on things or how they approach marketing, let's just say, for example, it's always helpful. Upon going to the last meeting that we probably just had, it was about a week ago. I would say what I gained from that is I got to meet all of the businesses in Hyde Park that just don't have storefronts. I wasn't just able to see the people that have a big name or a big sign. I got to see the people that are kind of floating under the radar, that are trying to get out there or have small brands that they may sell on the street that we might just overlook or something like that. So that was kind of cool. I was able to tell some people like, hey, bring your clothing brand in or your hats or your socks or whatever it is. And we can try to put it in the store, to give you a little extra push. And I think making that connection with people, it helps us to make those connections when you see people trying to say like, bring your brand in, opposed to like, bring your brand in and I want $500 to put it in the store. It's like, no, bring it in, you help me, it helps you, however it works, just to help everybody be successful in this lane that we're in.
And Jamie, let me ask you this, a lot of the concepts now, particularly in retail, big box retail to smaller retail, independent places such as yours, are very much doing a real mix now of online shopping and really, sending the goods out to the person's home, as well as people coming in into the shop to actually look over and make the purchase at the shop. Now, I myself, maybe because I have funny feet, but I can go anywhere for a couple of shoe sizes, right? Depending on what kind of shoe I'm trying. So I'd probably be a customer that's more likely for shoes to go in store, really kind of try them out, take a look at them and what have you. But I do know people just buy shoes right online. So I was just wondering how that mix works for you in the Sneakerville.
So I don't do too many online sales, just honestly. It's kind of every blue moon that I get them. To be able to pick up that online sales rate, I have a lot of work to do for that. That's what my main focus is kind of now, trying to figure out how to increase online sales. It's very challenging, the in-store sales out here, but to get people to kind of just take that risk at purchasing a shoe online that they can't try on or they can't see, and being that we're a new store, that's kind of hard. So I have more of a clientele that comes in. The only time that I definitely will get an online sale is like if I converse about it over the phone or in person first. And then I'm like, well, you can just go ahead and make the purchase online. We could do a curbside pickup. I do offer that, so they can pay ahead or online and then curbside pickup. So it's kind of tricky. The online thing will be, once that kind of takes off, I think that'll do very well for us once we get the online thing in the bag.
Yeah. How about yourself, James, in the restaurant side? What's kind of order online and either pick up or deliver versus come in and sit down and have a good meal?
Yeah, so most of our business, I'll say like maybe 60% of it is people coming in, and then the other 40% is online. So right now, the Grubhub, the DoorDash, the Uber Eats, things like that, a lot of people are ordering from home nowadays, and people are taking advantage of that and not coming out as much. But I think it's like a maybe 60-40 comparison. But we still got to get more people to come in compared to online. But the online business is really doing well with the Grubhub and the DoorDashes and things of that nature.
That's interesting. Any advice from either one of you for the attendees today on kind of the smart way to kind of figure out that formula? Depending on what they want to open up in terms of in-person sales versus kind of online, or do you think it's just very different per industry or per whatever you're selling, I should say?
Very different per what you're selling. Sometimes you go into things and you anticipate it selling easier or selling faster than what it actually does. But just to stay consistent and keep trying. I know when we first came in here, things weren't flying off the shelves. Like shoes weren't flying, clothes weren't flying. But you got to get out and let people know that you're here and do little extra things, and it'll eventually start to grow and change for you. Everything is different though. So just because we sold chicken and we were able to sell chicken, it did not put us anywhere like ahead to say like, oh, we just know how to sell shoes and clothes. It didn't help us one bit, except for just to say like, we know how to sell and we know that it's possible. But going into this, it was totally different. It's totally different. You just work out the kinks as you go.
Yeah, that's great. Many of our attendees, and one of our most common questions we get asked here at the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection is people want to know how to seek capital to start or enhance their business. So can you tell us a little bit of what were some of your financial obstacles that you faced when you first got started, and kind of what advice and tips can you offer someone who is having an issue with getting a loan to open their business?
Well, I think one of the toughest things is trying to secure some funding. They got a lot of different programs out here through the city, and a lot of banks and things like that that's doing grants and things like that for people that's trying to start businesses. I think we just got to sit and stick with it, but it can be a difficult task trying to get some funding. But I think, the first thing I would, start with the city, start with your local bank, and just, once you build that relationship, then you'll have an opportunity to try to get some funding for your businesses.
Okay, that's good. Anything for you to offer there, Jamie?
No, he has the funding advice for sure.
That's great. All right, let me just change it up a little bit for you, Jamie. Do you ever mentor youth entrepreneurs? And I'm just wondering if you offer any kind of entrepreneurship yourself.
So I mentor the kids that reach out. I would say I do have a few kids that have stuff in the store. I have, I think, 2 or 3 as of right now currently that I really mentor kind of on a daily basis. They go to Kenwood. I know one goes to the university, and they just started their clothing brand. The mentorship kind of didn't start with like, hey, can you mentor me? It kind of just started with them coming in and then realizing like, I'm not that old, and it was a father-daughter duo. So they kind of just asked me those questions like, so what do I need to do? Like, okay, I have a clothing brand, but I want to go here with it. And I'm like, well, first step, let's bring something into me and I can put it on the shelf. So that's kind of how it always starts. Once they see that I'm interested in helping them, they kind of, attach, like grasp to me harder, come to me harder to like ask me questions. I also coach basketball for smaller kids. So they ask questions every day. They see me with shoes on, and it's more so, can I have free shoes? And then after they see, no, I'm not giving you free shoes, they're like, okay, well, I want a shoe store, or I want to sell shoes, or I want to sell clothes, or something like that. And it's like, okay, cool, I can help you. So I think the mentorship just kind of comes in as the people realize like what I'm doing or what I'm into. But I don't just like say I offer the services. I don't promote or anything. But that's something that could be a good, probably business opportunity for me to mentor kids.
Yeah, no, I like that. What age kids are the basketball players?
So right now, this is off season for high school. So I have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade right now.
Yep.
Until March, and then once March hits, that's when the high school come, and then it's freshmen, sophomores, and juniors that are going into their senior year. So juniors going into senior year, and that's for AAU basketball. I coach the Mac Urban Fire.
Good for you.
It's like a travel basketball team that we have.
I assume that's not always easy, but also probably very rewarding.
It is. The little kids are far more rewarding than the bigger, like the older kids, because they want to learn. They're so little and cute. Like there's nothing that they can do wrong to me. I just clap for them, and I'm like, as long as we're learning and we're progressing, I love it. I love the questions. They're always so curious. They just want to know anything that they can know. They're like little sponges, so they don't know if it's good or bad. They just want to talk to you because you're older and they're younger.
That's great. I appreciate that. So November, next week, really, Thanksgiving, unofficially kicks off the holiday shopping season, or maybe even officially. How is Sneakerville 88 encouraging consumers to shop locally? And what holiday shopping tips do you have for purchasing sneakers? I have my Shop Local Chicago, which is a year-round campaign, but we certainly try to uplift as much as possible during the holiday season.
So you said the question is what can you repeat it for me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So as we're getting into the holiday season, how is Sneakerville 88 encouraging consumers to shop locally? I don't know if you're partnering up with one of the chambers or what you guys do, like come on in, shop before Christmas. And what shopping, do you have any shopping tips for our listeners, for those who are looking to purchase some sneakers?
I haven't really dove into giving some shopping tips, honestly. But now that you've mentioned it, I probably will create some type of slides to post on our Instagram page to give shopping tips. But I do plan on running a sale to attract some customers here for the holidays. It just make it a little easier. I know if we can, get stuff on hand opposed to waiting on it to be ordered and making sure that it gets here before the holiday. That would be great. So I'll probably try to throw out some things on our social media to attract customers to, come into store off of it. It'll probably be a little simpler, a little faster to receive it. Probably do some pictures about shipping and say, how we're faster to just, off the curbside pickup that I mentioned. That might be something that might be catchy to, the customers to make them want to say, come here instead of ordering it offline.
Yeah. Well, I certainly wish you a very robust holiday season with lots and lots of sales.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's got to be tricky, right? Because you have to figure out the inventory. What do you need to make sure you have enough product, but not so much product that you're like in January, February, what am I going to do with all these extra sneakers?
Yeah, we have a lot of new product coming in for the holiday. We'll be fully stocked. So if there is anyone watching, that is super interested in sneakers, essentials clothing, all the latest just designer brands and stuff, we're going to be fully stocked for the holiday and looking to fulfill all the needs of the children, everyone that needs gifts for the holiday.
Okay, now that you whetted everyone's appetite for sneakers, can you provide your web site and social media handles just so people know how to find you or address?
Sure. So for the sneaker store, our page is www.sneakervillechicago. Sneakerville 88 Chicago. I'm sorry, it's Sneakerville88Chicago.com. And then for our Instagram page, it's always just Sneakerville 88. This one is Sneakerville 88 Hyde Park, and then the first store is just Sneakerville 88. But when you type in Sneakerville on Instagram, will pop up. Both pages will be the first two things to pop up with the picture. Our logo's there to kind of guide you.
And then James, where do the listeners follow you for the restaurants?
So they can go to Hill's Chicken 88. That's for the Bronzeville store, and they can go to Hill's Chicken 88 Sports Bar in the South Loop at 1450 South Michigan. And the one in Bronzeville is 124 East 35th Street. So if you just go to Sneakerville, if you just go to Hill's Chicken 88, it'll pop right up.
And for your side of the business, do you do anything special for like Thanksgiving week? Do you add something or a menu item or two?
Yeah, so we usually run a special during the holidays. For Christmas, we might do a half dark special. Sometimes we smoke turkey, we deep fry turkeys and things like that for the holidays. So we always come up with something. We always give it back. We always do Thanksgiving dinner. We pass out dinners at both stores. So that's something that we try to do every year to try to give back. It's so important to give back. It's so important to try to mentor the kids and help with the kids. That's one of the things I kind of like most. We try to take in 2 new high school students every year and kind of try to follow them through college and get them a helping hand like that also.
Yeah. And Jamie, what do you think is going to be the hottest sneaker right now for this holiday season? And will they be able to find it at Sneakerville 88?
I think those Jordan 11s that are coming out, they're going to be probably the hottest. It's kind of like a repetitive thing. So those true sneakerheads are always looking for the retro look, and that's what that's going to bring to the table.
Well, wow, this has been very exciting. Thank you so much for sharing your business journey with all of our attendees. Let me just transition a little bit lighter. What do you two do when you're not running a business, and what do you both like to do to relax?
So I try to go to the gym every morning, Monday through Friday. I try to do at least an hour worth of cardio, 30, 40 minutes worth of weights. So, I try to definitely keep myself, in shape where I can, deal with all the things we got to deal with, in this business. And I like to take trips and go out of town and things of that nature. So those are the things I kind of like enjoy the most.
That's great.
For me, massages and basketball. Basketball, it comes across kind of as a job, but it's more so I was a college athlete, so that's something for me that's always a go-to for whatever, clearing the mind, stress relief, whatever it is. I can always go and coach my kids, and it just brings me a sense of peace to just see them take in the things that I'm trying to give them and help them with, being that I've done it already. It's always fulfilling, as I said, with the little kids. For sure.
Yeah. As this webinar is entitled Empower Hour, please share a piece of advice that can empower our attendees.
Well, I'm just gonna say, stay positive, stay focused, stay committed, and believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. And if you just stay focused and stay committed, your dreams will come true. Just can't give up. You got to be definitely dedicated. It's a lot of hard work, but at the end, it pays off.
That's great positive energy. I appreciate that. How about for you, Jamie?
I would just say stay consistent. No matter what your age is, I always try to tell the kids that come in, they're super young, they're starting clothing lines and stuff like that. Just stay consistent and stick to it. I even have kids that when you ask me about mentorship, they come in, they show me their sales numbers, they're low or they're high or whatever they are. I just always encourage them to stay consistent and keep investing and keep saving. They always question about, like you said, currency or having the funds to be able to keep going. And I just tell them to keep going. It'll come. All the questions that you have, the blanks will be filled in as you continue to go. Some stuff when it comes to this, you just have to, as you go, it gets better. Like the funding, you'll gain loans, you'll get it, it'll come. Just keep striving towards your goal at the end to have a successful business.
That's great. Appreciate that. Well, thank you both. Can you stay a little bit longer? We'll see, Stella, if we got some questions from the audience.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Stella, how you doing?
Hey, we do have some questions. First question is for Jamie. Did you write a business plan for Sneakerville?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Okay, next question.
Not the
Well,
business
was
plan.
there a business plan created? James, did you write one?
Yes, it was a business plan created. You got to always write down what is it that you're trying to do. So, business plan is definitely something that I recommend the young people or whoever's trying to start a business to definitely write their business plan out, what they're trying to accomplish.
At this point in life, there's a business plan on my side, just not going into it. It wasn't like business plan and then here. It kind of was created along the way.
That's
James,
good.
what is your growth plan for Harold's, and when did you know that you were ready to move on to more locations?
I didn't catch the beginning of it. Say that again.
What is your growth plan as far as the Harold's locations are concerned?
So with the restaurant business as of right now, I'm not looking to open up any more locations as of right now. I got some couple of things I'm working on, but as far as like, doing some more brick and mortars at the moment, I'm kind of content with what I have right now. If we do some other things, then we'll definitely be in the sneaker business. We're looking at franchise out Sneakerville 88, and hopefully, we can, get, some stores out and franchised out. So that's our goal.
Stella?
And last question. I'm sorry, last question for both of you. Do you always see repeat customers? And if so, how do you keep your customers coming back?
I see a lot of repeat customers. I keep them coming back by keeping the hottest stuff in the store. Most of my repeat customers are true sneakerheads, so they know what's coming out, they know what they're looking for, and they're coming back for that. If you sell a shoe and it's exactly how it's supposed to be, it looks how it's supposed to be, it's in great condition, they're gonna come back to get it for that same price or that great price that they got it for the first time. So you don't really have to like push them to come back. I would say if you sell it for a good price and it's what they want and they're a true sneakerhead, they come back. To the people that I would say aren't true sneakerheads and they just, come by and they see a nice pair of shoes. I guess it's just important to make sure they have a great experience inside of the store. Not just a boring experience or I just spent my money, but I came in here, they have nice couches in here to sit down, and if I want a water, we offer beverages or water, just to make people comfortable with spending their money and feel like, I spent my money somewhere where I actually enjoyed it. I didn't just go in and leave out $200, less than what I came in with.
So I think the main thing for me is customer service. I feel like you can have some of the best chicken in the city, or you can have the best sneakers, but it's the customer service. When people come out, when people come into the store and they leave, I try to make sure they have an experience, so when they come back, and I really had a great time there. The customer service was great. And I think that's the number one thing is customer service is so important. You can come into a place of business and the customer service is not what you expect. Most people are not coming back. But if the customer service is great, people will come back and support you and tell people about you.
And that's all of the questions that we have.
Thank you, Stella. I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Jamie and James. Thank you to all of our attendees for joining us today's Empower Hour. You can watch today's Empower Hour on our YouTube channel by visiting youtube.com/Chicago BACP. And for more information on our next Empower Hour in December, please visit chicago.gov/business education. So James and Jamie, thank you again. Happy Thanksgiving and happy busy holiday season for both of you. I hope you guys have a really successful 2023 holiday season. And for all of our viewers and attendees today, I hope I'm encouraging everyone to go out and shop local, get off those computers, which I know is so easy to do your shopping, and go check out some of our neighborhoods. Go out to Bronzeville, go out to Hyde Park, some of our other 77 neighborhoods. So happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see everyone next month. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Thanks so much.
All right.